marching, marching along the road until your heart is tired of beating. There's a place in hell for you, soldier, when you feel cold. There's a place in hell for you, soldier, you won't know. Those boots keep marching, marching along the road, away from life. Those boots keep marching, marching along the road until your heart is tired of living.
War, they say, is a necessary evil, like a childhood disease, like measles or scarlet fever, something unavoidable to be endured and in time forgotten. But in Manila in 1942, people would happily have done without it. The Philippines were almost entirely under Japanese control, and the few Americans left in Manila tried to forget that fact. During a 24-hour leave, the best way to forget was with a blonde and a bottle.
Hey, Mac. Come on, Mac. You'll fall in the harbor like this, and then the correspondents will have lost their only Pulitzer Prize winner. This way. That's it.
All right. Hey, Betsy, put a few more of these reporters out of action. I'll recommend you for a medal.
Yeah, then who'll tell the folks in the U.S. of A. how brave you are? Listen to me, Mac. Nobody's ever changed the world by getting blind drunk. I've got you all figured out. We think alike. You're not the only one with problems. Listen, when I was 18, I was a pin-up girl. 50 cents a shot. I found out soon enough that didn't keep the wolf away from the door. So I invited him in. There. That's better. Huh? How you feeling? Listen, genius. Wouldn't have $50 for Betsy, would you? And don't tell me you've been put out of commission just because of a few lousy drinks. Your type's great even when you're smashed. Back this way.
It's the 4th of July. Look at those boys go.
Come on, Mac. Come on.
Hey, soldier, wait a minute. You got got room for us?
Come on.
We're coming too.
No. No. Look out. Look out. That you all right?
Hey, what the hell are you doing? He's thrown up.
Yeah, so the Japs, if you ask me. Get moving. As fast as you can. Go on.
Hey, Major. Major. You ought to ask Glenn Miller for an audition. Anybody who can snore like that deserves a place in his band.
Where the hell are we, soldier?
That's what they all ask. It's Lubang, sir. A little island that's known as the earthly paradise of the 2nd Company of the 5th Marines. The only trouble is, it's all serpents and no eaves. That is, till today. God has a way of taking care of us, Marines. So she came along.
Yeah. What's your name, soldier?
Mario, sir. Mario Petrillo. My father was a Neapolitan, so... Oh, sole mio, sta in frontate.
Have you got any booze?
Why, sure, Major. At your service. Oh, sole mio. Hey, you're a journalist, huh? My buddies back in Brooklyn would be happy to find out that all I do day and night is spend my time driving VIPs from the press around.
He says he'll get us straight back to Manila after he's dumped his cargo. Feeling better.
Yeah, sure.
You see, Major, what we need around here is an agency to distribute pamphlets advertising our magnificent South Sea cruises. What? Someone's been shooting up the place. Look, there's not a thing left standing. Major, come and look. No, not her. She better stay near the boat. The Japs, they raided the island as well.
How many men were there in the company on this island?
86, sir. 20 of them were posted at the experimental station at Surigao, and the rest on garrison duty at Toulon and at outposts around the coast.
Seems like the island's got some new tenants, and judging from the cartridge cases and bomb fragments lying all over the place, I'd say they were Japs. Look at this.
Well, what are we waiting for, Major? We better get going. We've got enough fuel on board to get back to Manila.
What kind of base was there at Surigao?
Damned if I know. Some kind of Navy outfit full of radio equipment and weird-looking antennas. All we had to do was guard the place and keep the eggheads inside happy with all kinds of special supplies. Let's get out of here, sir. You don't want your paper's next edition to come out in the morning, do you?
My paper doesn't waste time on obituaries. Not for free, anyway. Well, this isn't what you'd call a tourist paradise.
Get up! Hey, hit the boat, Major! Come on. Come on, Betsy.
Let's stop, huh? Stop. I can't go any further.
We can't stop. Come on.
Oh, my God.
There. Now you can rest for a minute.
My feet. My feet. Mac, you know what you can do with this island life?
Yeah. Back at the Manila Bay Club, you were always complaining about the lack of fresh air. Well, now you've got it. What have you got in there, soldier?
It was lemonade.
It'd be worse if it had been whiskey. I hate to see good booze wasted.
Well, we're in it up to our necks, huh, Mac?
Things could be better. And things could be worse.
Well, let me tell you, I never expected anything like this when I enlisted. How the hell was I to know there was going to be a war?
No one enlists as a soldier unless he expects to fight sometime.
All I know is the 2nd Company of the 5th Marines always gets it in the neck. Always.
If we can get to too long, with a little luck, we might be able to get out of this mess. The Japs will be following their noses, in case any survivors from the Marine Company are still holding out. Can't all be dead.
How the hell should I know who's dead and who isn't? They may have wiped out the whole company.
Relax, Mario. We'll figure out something.
Are you familiar with this island, Major?
I've been in the Philippines for 3 years. Oh, well, let's get moving. Been here over an hour. Time to move out.
Watches had never been invented. The Army wouldn't even exist.
I don't think I can make it, Mac. Not without shoes on. You know, those shoes cost me $12.
You'll make it all right, Betsy. Mario and I can always carry you if we have to.
Oh.
We'll make you some moccasins out of our shirts.
Anything you say, Mac. But as far as I'm concerned, this deserves a front-page story.
This is yours. Come on.
Hey, guys! Get up here, and quick!
So, by the time I got my pants on, the whole thing was over. There wasn't a man left alive in the 2nd platoon. And the 3rd had only one survivor, me. But you know, I've been thinking. Japan's over 1,000 miles from here, right? So this surprise invasion must have come from the sea.
Yeah, man. And right under the noses of our smart aleck Navy. The stupid sons of...
Shut up, Jim. They weren't the only ones. Fact is, no one around here was expecting the Japs.
What did you used to say, Trevor? You want to put on weight? This is the place, Jim. What are you beefing for, Jim? You can fill yourself with pineapples and oranges, Jim. Boy, you were really on the ball, Sergeant.
Drop it, Jim. Try not to take any notice of him. He's a good Marine, even if he is a little soft in the head.
Go on, tell him. Why don't you? I know you've been dying to get it off your chest.
Ah, come on. Be your age, soldier. Nobody gives a damn about that.
The Major and the rest of you guys might like to know I spent some time in Alcatraz for attempted rape. Later, they changed the rap to homicide. The truth is, she was just a whore. And I'm damned if I wanted to kill her, so it wasn't murder. Still, I couldn't care less.
Neither could we, soldier. Right now, we're all in the same boat, and the water's pretty rough. The food in those cans was okay. Had my chance. Got a drink. Here, Major. Lemonade, I suppose, Sergeant. Come again, Major? Water. See why the paper fired me? Then after Pearl Harbor, they ran me to ground and rehired me.
Just a minute. I'll bet you're Mac Graves, the writer, aren't you? The guy that wrote that book of war stories, Live and Let Live. Whew, that was some book. I read it twice. Yeah, I think I saw your picture on the cover of Time. You were in Spain, right? With the Reds.
You can be with who you like, so long as you're not on the side of the Negro, yeah. That's bad news. I read that book and your articles, too. That's all I did in the pen. Read. It's all a lot of bull.
Yeah, you're right. Words alone never proved anything. Well, it'll be dark soon. We'd better move out. It was a nice little chat.
Major, you better take this. You never know.
Thanks.
Japs. That's Ross and Stanton.
The other one's Klein, Sarge. He was in my platoon.
We've got to get them.
That's for sure. Damned if we're going to leave them to the Japs.
But how are we going to get him away from so many?
As far as I'm concerned, we can kill them all.
He's not just whistling Dixie, Major. He's got a sixth sense for killing, and that's the truth.
I never had the other 5. It ain't allowed for a Negro.
Let's get down to it then. Jim, you and the sergeant take care of the ones with the machine guns ready. Mario and I have fixed the others. By the way, take care not to shoot those Marines.
Okay.
Trevor,
Yes, sir?
you know the Lone Tower Pagoda south of Surigao?
Yes, sir.
If something goes wrong or we get separated, we'll rendezvous there.
Where'd you guys come from?
Never mind now, we'll tell you later. Come on.
Our guns.
I hate to lose any of my readers. Well, we'd better get out. This place will be hot as hell soon. Sake. It's better than nothing. Nothing to write home about. These distances aren't exact. Still, it's better than nothing.
It's the only one I've got, Major. I used to use it on little trips around the shore of the island when I was off duty.
You know, there's one thing in all this that I don't understand. Why the Japs invaded Lubang? What good is it to them?
You know what these Japs are like, Stanton. They see an island, doesn't matter where it is. They start thinking to themselves, there's got to be a bunch of idiot Marines there we can visit. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, they've invaded.
I don't think it's that simple.
No, sir, you wouldn't. What you think has got to be right. I've no idea why, but it's got to be right. Anyone who's got brass on his shirt like you, Major, is always right.
Not always, but maybe this time. The Japanese picked this little island over all the others in the archipelago for one reason, to get their hands on the Navy's experimental base. Have any of you been inside it?
I have, sir.
What did you see?
We built it with a bunch of scientists. We constructed a radio transmission set that's as large as a house, full of unusual equipment. I'm a radio technician. If we had a radio now, we'd get in touch with Manila. Well, it'd be something.
If the Japs haven't landed there, too.
We could radio a ship at least. Christ, there's got to be some Navy boys left around here.
Manila. Yeah, that's the place, boys. That's the place. Why, if I ever get back there, I'm going to drown myself in whiskey. You can bet your sweet life on that. Then I'll shut myself up in some Manila bar with that 50-buck whore for a whole week. Say, any of you remember Betsy?
Betsy isn't in Manila any longer, soldier.
What happened to her?
They killed her yesterday. Right here on the island.
Wow, did I goof? Listen, forget I said anything. I was dreaming. Every time I open my mouth, I have to go and put my foot in it.
Well, don't worry about it. We've all got problems. Right now, let's think about reaching Toulon without running into any more Japanese. We should be able to get off the island from there.
Sir?
What is it, Lieutenant?
Sir, it's our patrol. It was ambushed and wiped out on the track south of the Ivra Valley. 3 prisoners were freed, Bhutan-san.
Did any of our men survive?
No, sir, not one. The bodies were found by one of the squads. Their weapons had been taken.
Listen to me closely, Tsutsui. The American garrison force on this island consisted of 86 men. We have counted exactly 80 corpses. There are still 6 missing, Tsutsui. There are still 6 Americans, and we must get them. I don't care what it costs. What is our available fighting strength at this moment, Tsutsui?
2 platoons on guard duty with Colonel Asaki and his technicians. Another 2 platoons stationed at the village at Surigao and the garrison at Toulon, sir. 106 men in all.
There are still 6 Americans at large, and until they have been killed, we will constantly patrol all roads and tracks, and 60 men in 3 squads of 20 will be sent to search the island from one end to the other.
It will be done, Futon-san.
Let's get moving, Mario. Wake them up.
What's all this panic to get out of here? You a little nervous? That's right. Married men are always kind of on edge.
What do you mean by that? You rotten.
Hey, Klein, take it easy, will you? I didn't mean nothing.
You know what happened, right?
Forget it, Klein. I don't want to hear about your troubles.
No? Well, you're going to hear them anyway. I got married before shipping out from San Diego. Everything was just fine until I found out she had married 3 other guys under different names so she could get her hands on their allotments.
I'm sorry, Klein. I didn't know.
You know now. And what makes me laugh is I'm still in love with her.
Lieutenant Arthur Rodney, sir.
Mac Graves.
I say, the cavalry's arrived.
With native reinforcements yet.
I don't want to seem impulsive, sir, but I suggest we remove ourselves at the double from here. After all, we have been making rather a lot of noise, sir.
Don't be misled by the uniform, Lieutenant. I'm actually a war correspondent. However, as you can see, under the present circumstances...
I see. Now, I see you have a casualty. But with your permission, sir, I think we ought to get moving. Pedrito, Esperanza, make a stretcher for this man, will you?
Yes, sir. Hey, Major, this is a transmitter.
How very observant. However, it would be difficult to mistake it for anything else.
All right, sir. Does it work?
Of course it works. Otherwise, there would be no point in carrying it.
Now, that's pretty sure. Hey, you guys, we've got a combined Anglo-American force right here in Lubang. You'll end up in Stars and Stripes shed, and before you know it, they'll be photographing us being received by the president in Washington. Sergeant, get the men moving. Jim and the old man can take the lead. You and Ross can carry Klein. Let's go.
Right, Major.
Have you any idea where you're heading, Major?
I'm like you. I'm on my way to hell. Come on, boys, get busy.
Thanks, baby. What's your name?
Esperanza.
Get that for a name. I knew an Esperanza 5 years ago in Boston.
Was she your girlfriend?
The hell? It was a man. A heavyweight prize fighter.
Save your breath, Charlie.
I won myself $3,000 on the night I fought Esperanza. Not bad, huh? Esperanza, I wouldn't mind going a few rounds with you either. Huh, Sergeant?
Oh, knock it off, Ross. Watch where you're putting your flat feet.
All right, man, let's take a 5-minute break. A cigarette? How do you happen to be on the island, Lieutenant?
I was assigned to the experimental base at Surigao as a radar expert. And you, sir?
Do me a favor, will you? Cut out that sir stuff. If I remember correctly, radar's that device they used so effectively in the Battle of Britain, isn't it?
More or less, sir. The installation at Surigao was meant to be used to detect planes and ships anywhere in the Philippines.
Now it's in the hands of the Japs.
Intact, too, sir. That's the trouble.
It's one hell of a mess, isn't it, Lieutenant?
We shouldn't stay here.
Leave it. I'll carry him.
Is your manhunt over, Saito? Sit down and help yourself to a beer. Sit down. The previous owners were kind enough to leave behind several cases.
Thank you, Colonel.
Superior to ours, right? Stronger and better brewed.
The Americans slipped through the net in the vicinity of a ruined pagoda near Long Tao. But it is just a matter of hours before we get them. They will never make it to the coast.
Are you sure, Saito? They are heading for the coast.
Where else would they head?
I don't know, but heroism is a trait that is certainly not the monopoly of our army. And remember, Captain, they do have the support of the natives. I have had orders to make the radar operational. The 16th Division on Okinawa and the 2nd on Palau are invading the Philippines, and another 5 divisions are already at sea on their way towards Borneo. They will attack in 2 weeks, possibly sooner. My task is now to make sure that the radar is working. This island is to be the center for the Imperial invasion forces.
Nobody can ever defeat us.
Possibly not. But we are in for a different kind of war. The leadership of the Emperor, the teachings of Bushido, and our own code of honor will help us if we strike quickly. Though the Americans have already done much of the work on this installation, far more than our intelligence calculated, it is now imperative to have more materials if the base is to be operational in time. Otherwise, all the prayers and courage in the world will be to no avail.
I'm responsible for security on Lubang, Colonel, and also for the protection of this base. The rest is up to you.
Saito, you are a soldier, and I am a scientist, but our destiny is the same. Good luck, Saito.
Good luck, Colonel.
Here, eat.
No,
Please, eat.
no, let it go, kid.
You must eat.
When an egg's broken, it's impossible to do anything about it.
I have seen wounds that are worse made well in the village. Try to eat.
If you say so. I never could say no to a woman. All right, no point starting now.
This is Juliet 1 calling Palawan. Palawan, are you receiving me?
What time is your contact?
Twice a day, at 600 hours and at 2200 hours, on the Palawan's wavelength. She's a destroyer in the
Palawan to
Manila
Juliet
Strait.
1. Palawan to Juliet 1. Are you receiving me? Are you receiving me?
Juliet 1 to Palawan, receiving you loud and clear. Go ahead.
You are to abandon Juliet 1 after effecting total destruction of installation. The radar must not, repeat, must not remain in enemy hands. Juliet 1, are you receiving
With
me?
the place just crawling.
Juliet 1, can
With
you hear
Japs.
me?
They want us to make an attack. Ha!
Enemy proposes to use Juliet 1 to coordinate mass sea and air attacks in support of invasions throughout the archipelago, thereby gaining control of the Pacific Theater. Imperative, Juliet 1. Executive red must be achieved at all costs. Repeat, executive red must be achieved at all costs. Orders of Tiger Royal. Juliet 1, confirm, please. Juliet 1, confirm, please.
Roger, Palawan. Executive Red, received and understood. Better save the batteries.
Well, at least we know we're not on our own anymore. You men get something to eat. And Stanton, I'm putting you in charge of the radio.
Yes, sir.
Who the hell's Tiger Royal?
The Commander-in-Chief of Allied Forces in the Pacific. Did you hear, sir? We have to find a way to destroy the installation at Surigao.
How?
I don't know, sir. Right now, I wouldn't give much for our chances of even reaching the base alive. But in any case, we must try. I'm afraid I received the same order from the Admiralty, too.
Rule Britannia, right, sir?
We must do it, sir.
My little army isn't going to take kindly to the idea. Oh, we need explosives, detonators. If you want the truth, Lieutenant, I'm not too familiar with this kind of thing.
There's plastic explosive, detonators, and everything else we need in those packs, sir.
Oh, that's great. So we stick the chickens with the foxes and wait to see how many come out alive. There must be at least 200 or 300 Japs on this island.
And if we get a move on, we may be able to reduce that number, sir.
What's that supposed to be, English humor?
You could say that, sir.
Well, you know what I think, Lieutenant? It's a load of rubbish. And I'm damned if I'm going to risk losing myself or my men just because you want to have a fireworks display.
In that case, I'll have to try it alone.
You're not serious.
Yes, sir.
Go to hell, you limey punk. I don't need you to tell me about mankind's most glorious and heroic undertaking. As far as I'm concerned, war is only good for creating heroes, leaders, presidents, monuments. And of course, museums would spring up when it's over and their name marvelous. And by that time, the cold and dead. Didn't anyone ever tell you about insect repellent, Mario?
Sure they did. But they forgot to tell the mosquitoes.
We'll rest up for half an hour. Take a break.
Major, he's burning up.
The wound's infected, gangrene. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah, I know what gangrene is. I saw it when we abandoned Ulau 3 years ago, after the earthquake. Look, Major, he's gonna die.
How's it going, Klein?
No good, Major. I won't hold you back. Can't last much longer.
Don't you believe it, boy? You'll get off the island with the rest of us. Mario.
Yes?
Climb up a tree and take a look around. We don't want any surprises. Trevor, you take a look around, too.
Yes, Major.
We've no morphine, nothing.
We could give him opium.
Huh?
Morphine is much more instantaneous, but the result is similar.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Give me the opium.
If you smoke a lot of it, opium produces hallucinations, even insanity. Morphine is more ethical, but a small amount of opium will relieve his pain.
Water.
Yeah.
Water.
Smoke, man, and wait. Wait for the dreams.
How about me, beautiful? I'll slip you $10 for a pipe of that.
Hey, Major. Don't look now, but we got visitors, the Japs.
Bad news, boys, the Japs. They're heading this way. We've got to get out of here. Klein, we got to leave you. Perhaps they'll find you, and perhaps they won't. Understand?
I understand, Major. Leave me the explosives.
Okay.
Major?
Yes, Mario?
Japs on our right, heading this way.
Okay. Sergeant.
Sir.
Major?
What?
I want to stay with Klein.
We're moving out, soldier. That's an order.
I can't complain. What more could a man want? Explosives, change of socks, and the best smoke in the world. Too good for a Marine.
Listen, Klein. We'll be making for Toulon. It's on the coast. Pedrito will come back to get you when it's dark. You all set, Rodney? We better get moving. Come on. Klein? So long. Any message for anyone?
No, Major. You know, I want to find out what hell is like. I sure hope they've got room for me down there.
Major.
So long, Klein.
Wakare, Hayaku!
No, thanks, Esperanza. That's the Royal Navy for you. Russian leather or nothing.
I've had it ever since Dartmouth. I suppose everyone's sentimental about something.
I bet you were ahead of your class. You were voted officer most likely to succeed, weren't you?
You know, they do teach us something in England, even if it's only how to understand Americans.
And that's not always easy. I know.
Major.
What's the matter, you guys?
According to my friends, Major, this here is a mountain. Put the Palau to be exact, sir.
So?
So, with your permission, we'd like to point out that Tolong is west of here on the other side of the island. Or aren't we heading for there any longer, Major?
What he's trying to say is why the hell are we climbing a mountain when we've got to try to catch a boat out of here?
There's been a slight change of plan. We're still trying to get us a boat, but first we must pay a visit to the base at Surigao. Just long enough for us to leave a calling card. That's how a gentleman would do it, isn't it, Lieutenant Rodney?
That's right.
Now, just a moment. Surigao will be full of Japanese by now.
Exactly. That's why we're going there.
The Japanese will expect us to head towards the coast. We'll hit them where they least expect us. The more we can get rid of at Surigao, the less we'll have on our backs afterwards.
What is this crap? I've done my share of service and fighting, and so did the others. If you think you can sweet-talk me into pushing up the daisies like you did Klein, Major, you got another thing coming.
Let's not go jumping to conclusions. For reasons best known to yourselves, you volunteered for the Marine Corps. That means you take orders without question. You all heard the radio, right? Some characters in Manila have ordered us to blow up the installations that the Navy boys were building at Surigao. They don't know how many Japanese we'll have to contend with. And they don't know yet that there are only 7 of us, one of whom is more fit for pushing the keys of a typewriter than for playing soldiers. But an order is an order, and we're going to try to carry it out.
Don't count on me to help you. Mac, all I'm interested in is getting a damn boat and clearing out of here. As far as Lubang is concerned, the war's over.
The war's only just started, Jim. What I'm about to say goes for all of you. So, you better pay attention. You all know I don't like to fight. I'm well aware it's my life that I may be risking as well as yours. Still, if we have any chance at all of coming out of this alive, then we must work together as a unit. Rodney, explain the situation.
The Navy specialists at Surigao were building an ultra-modern radar station. Perhaps you know what radar is, perhaps not. But what matters is that now it's in enemy hands, and this gives them the ability to intercept our ships and planes over an area of 200 miles square.
Therefore, gentlemen, we aim to do to the Japanese what the Japanese were planning to do to us, only we'll strike first. That's really all there is to it.
Okay, Major. Since I've heard the Japs aren't really too concerned with death, we'll kill as many of them on this island as we can.
If we can pull it off fast and get away clean, I'll go along.
Me too.
Come on, soldier. We've got things to do. Stop worrying about yourself for once. Thousands of lives may depend on what the few of us do now. We have no choice.
We have succeeded in transmitting on a series of different wavelengths, but there is no return echo.
It is not very encouraging, is it?
Colonel, even the Americans had not reached an operational stage.
What news of the equipment we requested from Tokyo?
The parts we need are not available in Japan, and it is inconceivable that the Yoshimiyagi Company could duplicate them in the short time available.
We lost 2 troop ships and almost 600 men to gain possession of an installation which their scientists and technicians could not succeed in making operational. I know it sounds cynical to say so, but it's just ridiculous.
Sometimes it pays to have a black face, eh, white boy? Let's go.
Come on, quick. You go with him.
Congratulations, Major.
You'll pull through, sailor. Doctors are so good these days, they won't even put you on the danger list unless you have at least 30 holes in you.
It's useless, Major. It's finished for me. It'll make a good story for you. People like reading about this sort of thing. Even in Britain.
We ought to move out now, sir. Been raising a lot of racket. Right. Let's go.
This is all they had on them, Futon-san.
Have they talked?
Apparently, they got the rations and the cigarettes that we found from the Americans long before we arrived here. They come from a village called Mandalay, up in the mountains.
My men passed through your village just as they did every other on the island, right? And they nailed up a military notice. a proclamation on the hut of your headman. Am I right? What does that proclamation say? That you are to hand in anything you may have received from the Americans. And it says that you are to inform us of any news concerning the Americans. Is that right? Very well. That proclamation was made in the name of the Emperor. Therefore, you have disobeyed the Emperor. You will search every track between here and this Mandalay village. Sooner or later, they'll have to come out of the jungle to reach the sea. They attack just before dawn. So they have only a few hours advantage over us. I'm sending half a company to guard the pass at Punta Palau.
Migi, maesme.
Drink. Here, take it.
Thanks.
Hey, this stuff's wild. Tastes a lot like gin. What is it?
I saw him making it once. Comes from fermented rice and some kind of red berry. I forget the name.
Want any? Hey, Sarge.
Huh?
Mind if we shoot little craps?
Hell no. Wop. I could go for a round of poker. You think the Major will mind?
Of course he won't, Sergeant. He's got a lot going for him. He's cool. He's the first guy I've seen with bars on his shirt who can think straight even when he's drunk. You should have seen him when I dumped him on this island.
He isn't an officer. He's got the rank, but he isn't an officer. And that's why he doesn't try to put on the dog with us.
Sorry, we don't have any cards, Sarge.
Here's a good spot.
Come on, that.
Roll it out here. Come
Shoot.
on. Roll them. How's your luck, Sarge? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yeah.
My dice.
There are no young men left in the village. You're all marched off by the Japanese. Those who refused were shot. We are made to work as slaves. They intend to bring the flying machines to the island. For that, our men are being forced to clear a large open space in the jungle.
How many Japanese are on the island, Chief? Do you know?
They have told me 3 times 100. There are at least 100 at Tolong on the sea.
I know very well the coast. I was born in Tolong.
Esperanza, my daughter, will accompany you. It will not be difficult to find the sampan.
Aren't you afraid of the Japanese?
I am old. When death comes, he will find me ready. Because I have never feared his hand. I don't understand war. But perhaps this is no way to talk to a soldier.
Why do you fight this war, American?
This war is easy to explain. We're fighting the war because the Japanese attacked our naval base at Pearl Harbor. We must fight to protect our homes and families. But at the same time, it's more complicated. Behind the obvious facts, there are other conflicts. Economic, diplomatic, cultural. Things that mean nothing to the guy who's out there with a gun.
I do not understand, American. What do the Japanese say?
They're just like us. Ask a Japanese why he's fighting, and he'll claim he's here to protect his home and country. Everybody has an explanation, but no one explanation makes sense.
Then which one of you is right?
Wars don't establish who's right. They establish who should survive.
Now I told you. This is better.
Would you look at that?
5 of them. All right, let's roll 10.
What'd you play?
6. My dice, let me have. Go away, baby.
What's that smoke?
Mandalay village is burning. The Japs are taking their revenge.
So much for those poor people there. They never had a chance.
All right, men, let's stop here for a moment.
Major, Japs.
Lousy murdering beggars. Look, Major, they're after us.
That's right, Major. They're less than 200 yards away.
Let's move. Major!
What is it, Trevor?
If I keep going with you, I'll slow you down. And they'll pick you off like flies. Give me the bread.
Just what do you figure to do, Sergeant?
Like Klein, I'll go to hell. But in my way. Hurry. $300 more yards and that boat is ours.
We've been waiting for 2 hours. We ain't seen a Jap yet.
That village is deserted.
What are we going to do? Take that boat?
It could be a trap.
You stay here. I will go to the village alone. I am a woman. They will not suspect me.
Stop! Are you crazy?
You! Come on! There's nobody here! They've all gone away!
Come on, men.
I look everywhere. There's no one here. They've gone.
We made it. Let's go and get that launch.
Let's get on that boat. Wars are an evil, yes, but not a necessary evil. There is nothing necessary about waste or destruction. What is necessary is man's need to disguise his brutality with noble words. Man refuses to learn from his own experience. Until he does, he will continue to make war. And there will always be a place in hell left for him, right here on Earth.